You got to love Chicago. I do believe they are coming to town soon without Peter Cetera, so it's not really Chicago. It's like Chicago Light. But hey, who's keeping track? Welcome in, Raineri and Zemach, 640 Fox Sports, South Florida, on this Wednesday, this wet Wednesday, in which a lot of rain. A lot of rain is coming our way here today, which is good. Let's get it out of the way as the Honda Classic is getting ready to kick off tomorrow. PGA National, Palm Beach Gardens. We'll be broadcasting there tomorrow and Friday. Looking forward to it. It's always a good time.
Yeah, good times.
Always love the golf tournaments when they come here. Anytime you get to see some of the best players the game has to offer, it's always fun. Not to mention it is a party unlike any party you've ever been to. If you've never been to a PGA Tour event, it has a lot less to do about the golf and a whole hell of a lot more to do about the bear trap and the different bars and the Michelob Ultra tent and the fireworks show and the bands and the parties and the music, the iBar. It's just so much fun. We had a good time last year. We're going to have an even better time this year, so we hope you'll stop by and see us tomorrow. After show, we'll be broadcasting live at 5 p.m. That'll be a lot of fun. It'll be very easy to find. We'll be the ones with a cocktail in our hand, waiting for a Pizza Mike to get frisked and thrown in jail for trying to get in with pizzas.
Did we find out if it's the Michelob Ultra stage
again? It is
again?
Michelob Ultra stage again.
Right, cool.
Yep, can't miss it right when you walk in.
Good stuff. Looking forward to it.
Where are we on our Scores Gentlemen Club poll question of the day? If you're just waking up, we've been talking about the Magic Johnson hire to the Los Angeles Lakers by Jeannie Buss, which I think is going to end in total misery. I don't see how this is going to work out on any level. I think the best choice for them would have been to go the other way and hire outside of the Laker family tree. But Jeannie decided to go with all reliable, which is what every team seems to do these days. Just bring Magic in. Everybody knows Magic. Everybody may know Magic, but I don't think 23-year-old, 24-year-old players today, the Magic icon, the Magic, the smile, the Magic, the businessman is known to this generation of player. But Magic, the player, is not somebody that these kids can't relate to who Magic was because they didn't grow up watching. They grew up watching LeBron. They have no idea who he is.
No, I still think he's one of the greats of all time. 4 NBA titles. It's the Lakers.
But that luster is long gone. See, that's just... You're the perfect example because you're a guy that knows how good the Lakers used to be and understands what the history is there. Kids these days don't even know. You got a guy in Milwaukee whose head coach is Jason Kidd. What was it? Giannis Antetokounmpo?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, somewhere along those lines. He didn't even know who Jason Kidd was. As a matter of fact, when Jason Kidd would rip into him, he got all bent out of shape one game until he actually went back and Googled who Jason Kidd was. Because he was like, who is this guy to tell me how to play the game? What has he ever done? That's who this generation is. That's what they are. They know LeBron. They know Carmelo. Maybe the end of Kobe. Certainly not the highlights of Kobe. They're gone. Like that whole mystique of the Lakers is gone. You can't even get Kevin Durant to take the
thing also is
interview.
These guys don't have college careers. Put a footprint on a Michigan State like Magic Johnson did anymore. They're one and done. They're only there because they have to be, and then they want to get out.
Yeah.
I mean, Magic and Larry's rivalry started long before the NBA.
I don't think this is... And then bringing in an agent to be the GM. What? Agents are now apparently fantastic evaluators of talent in the NBA. Agents. Who the only thing they have ever evaluated, an agent's job is to evaluate how much money can I make this guy and then thus make myself. How marketable is he? That's what an agent's job is. And so I am not sure how an agent on any level in professional sports ever makes a good evaluator because the GM is usually the guy that makes the decision and puts the team together. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And Magic has not one, not two, not three, not four, not five. He's got 27 different businesses, 47 different boards he sits on, 100 charities. Now, all of a sudden, how's he going to explain to the Dodger faithful that, listen, guys, love you, but I got to put you on the back burner because the Lakers are more important?
That's a whole nother question. Yeah,
This has got nightmare written all over it. So we asked you on Twitter today, at RNZ Show, how do you think this is going to end? How is the Magic Johnson era leading these Los Angeles Lakers? Is it going to end in a championship or is it going to end in a total bust? Where are we at on the poll question?
58% say success, 42% say disaster.
The 58% of you that think this is going to end well are on crack. Yeah, what is wrong with you? And I guarantee you that 58% is made up of a whole bunch of dudes who watch Magic play at one time. No,
hey, it's hard to argue when you got kids coming into the NBA. They're 22 years old.
They don't get it. Like
20 years old.
Like Jason Kidd. Who is Jason Kidd to tell me how to play?
Well, first off, he's your damn head coach.
Yeah.
But, yeah, outside of that.
Well, that's how these guys think. Until he Googled him. Then he even said after the game, he's like, I had no idea, like, how good he was. Yeah, exactly.
Well, whether they lock him down or not, like I said earlier, I think the Lakers will be in the room for every big-name free agent. Like Russell Westbrook in 2 years, when he opts out, he'll opt out. He'll sit down with Magic Johnson, point guard to point guard. Whether they nab him, that's a different story.
I don't think this is going to work at all. I don't see the problem with them right now is they've got so many bad contracts. They got money tied up in guys they should not have money tied up in. I don't know how you get out from under that. You've got lottery picks over the last couple of years that have been total busts. It's a nightmare situation. And the whole Kobe thing, having given as much money as you did to Kobe there in that final farewell tour, you set that franchise back years. And Jeannie, listen, it's great that you cleared house of the family members, but you waited too long and you allowed your brother to run Phil Jackson out of town. See, now, if Phil Jackson had stayed with the Lakers, you want to talk about Kevin Durant would have taken the interview. Carmelo Anthony would have been a viable option in 2014. I think with Phil Jackson there, continuing that run, although Phil would never have brought Kobe back, because Phil was another guy that, listen, it's time. I don't think Phil ever would have allowed that to happen. But Jim didn't want Phil around. And Jim wanted the Kobe thing. He wanted the farewell tour, gave him a ridiculous contract there at the end. No evaluators of talent. Mitch Kupchak, bless him, but the problem with him and the word on him was you couldn't relate to him. I mean, this was where LaMarcus Aldridge came in before signing with San Antonio, met with the Lakers. And they throw up a really nice PowerPoint presentation that didn't even have his name on it. It was for somebody else.
And he was, at that time, I think, biggest free agent name.
He walked up and got out. I mean, you can't allow that to happen, man. That's embarrassing. So I just don't think this is going to end well ever. Not to mention, if you look at the past tweets of Magic Johnson, let me give you this. The Bucks just acquired the next Jason Kidd in Michael Carter-Williams.
How that has changed.
He also determined that the Atlanta Hawks can win the Eastern Conference. He said, I guess I was wrong when I said there was no team in the East that could give the Cavs a great series. I'm watching one right now in the Atlanta Hawks. Also told us how great a coach Byron Scott was. These were all Magic Johnson tweets over the last 12 to 24 months regarding the NBA. I know in my heart that Byron Scott will be back coaching in the NBA soon because he's a great coach. This one's fantastic, too. With Steph Curry on the floor, the Golden State Warriors are a championship team.
Yeah, but when was that? What's the date on that?
Last year. When Steph and Clay are playing great together, the Warriors are a hard team to beat.
All right, so he's not a great tweeter. All right. He should stay off Twitter. I'm not going to argue that.
I'll give you a bonus. Laker Nation, The Lakers should call LeBron James's agent. We know he's going to stay in Cleveland, but they should go after him just in case he leaves. Here's another great one. Up 3-0 in the playoffs last year. The Cleveland Cavaliers up 3-0 going into Game 4. LeBron and the Cavs are just better than the Celtics, and they'll complete the sweep.
I'm not going to defend any of this, but I still think he brings somewhat credibility.
Absolutely. I love it. Also, he loved Okafor, too. I love Okafor because he won a state championship in high school, an NCAA title at Duke, and he can bring that championship pedigree to the Lakers. Mm-hmm.
Well, they went with D'Angelo Russell over Okafor.
Yeah, did they? Yeah. Also, this is great. The only way San Antonio or Miami don't win the championship is if neither team makes the finals.
Oh, wow, that's...
Uh-huh. Well, okay. There you go. Good luck, Lakers. Good luck. This is not going to end in disaster. Not at all. I think this is going to end up fantastic.
But if he pulls in one or two high-profile free agents...
Not going to happen. They don't even have them. I don't think they have the cap space.
No, they're in trouble right now. They are in trouble. That's why it's going to take 2 to 3 years.
Or 2 to 3 decades. Absolutely.
Westbrook will be a free agent.
Yep.
And
Yep. It's going to take 2 to 3 decades for sure. The whole thing is just beyond me. It really is. It's absolutely beyond me. 844-640-6464 is how you reach us. 844-640-6464.
All right, it's gone up to 69% now.
Think what?
30 success and 31
really?
Disaster.
You people are out of your mind. This thing is already a nightmare. Yeah, we should put another poll question up there. How many people think that hiring an agent as a general manager is a winning formula? Like, in what sport would an agent ever be the best evaluator of talent? Yeah, hi, Bill Bell. Hi, Pete Carroll. Yeah, listen, we're going to hire Russell Wilson's agent as the general manager. Seems to have a pretty good handle on the players. Is that good? Is that a good? No. No. And I did like more of the old guys screaming and yelling in the NBA. 2 of them came out with some fantastic comments. Kevin Garnett says that AAU has killed the NBA. Believes that the NBA game is so bad that it has created nothing but a bunch of entitled kids who don't really want to work for anything, who have been told their entire life how great they are.
Wait, the AAU is the Amateur Athletic Union?
That's correct.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's killing the league?
Yeah. Well, don't forget, Garnett was a guy that went right from high school to the NBA.
Right.
Yeah, he played 21 years, so he has seen the league change since 1995, which was his first game. But he doesn't like the direction the NBA has because of AAU. He said that these young players today in the NBA, he believes every one of them has this sense of entitlement that should never exist in the NBA as a young guy, ever. He said our league is now at the point where you have to teach more than any AAU team will ever do. They've killed the league. You got to teach more than anything. He says, I hate to even say this, but it's real from the perspective that these kids are not being taught anything. Plus, they don't spend enough time in college.
Well, that's the key point. They don't spend enough time in college.
Absolutely.
To develop their game, so they come in raw.
And they're always being told in these AAU leagues how great they are, how much money they're going to make, how they're going to be this and that. That's it. They already believe it. They believe their own hype. He said, you earn everything in the NBA. You're not entitled to anything. And it has issues, the AAU. It does. But there's no alternative. What's the alternative to the AAU? You're never going to get top prospects to abandon the AAU. There's no alternative for them. They want to get noticed, and the AAU is the quickest route for a young guy to grab your attention.
Hands down. And, again, there's no real competition, long-term competition in college.
Yes.
The collegiate level, there really isn't.
Nope. I like the idea, and this is going to come up again and again and again, but the idea of making a guy only eligible for the NBA when he turns 20 may not be bad for the game of basketball moving forward. But that's going to get a lot of blowback too as well. And then finally, one of my all-time favorite comments had to come from Reggie Miller, who thinks that the lack of defense in the All-Star game, he blames it completely on this generation of millennials. Because it's always a millennial's fault. Always. It's the millennials' fault in baseball for trying to evolve the game and make the pace of play and pace of action move forward. It's definitely the millennials' fault, and it's also the millennials' fault that the game ended up with nearly 400 points scored in it.
But who enjoys that 400 points scored?
Yeah.
Who? Not a grown adult.
Well, it's interesting because the guys over at USA Today did a really funny thing, and a really cool thing is they actually went to the archives, and they pulled up a whole bunch of quotes from the Reggie Millers of the world when they were playing, as a matter of fact, in the All-Star game back in, 1990. Yep. But don't forget, I think his nickname was Hollywood at the time, wasn't it, Reggie Miller? It was known as Hollywood.
Did he go by?
Yeah. He is quoted, as a matter of fact, Magic Johnson is quoted saying, defense, that's for games that count. The All-Star game is regarded by the players as being the ultimate pickup contest. There is not that much strategy to it, said Magic Johnson. We are entertainers, and in this game, we will be out to entertain, and that was in 1990. Yep. Yeah, also, Reggie had been saying in 1996, Phil Jackson tried to tell the team in 96, I told him that we had to win with defense, and the entire locker room laughed at me. Defense isn't what they are here for, is what Reggie Miller told Phil Jackson as he was coaching the East squad in the 1996 All-Star game. So we have such interesting memories here when it comes to the All-Star game of the NBA. We all want it to look a certain way, but in the reality of the situation is that, yeah, you haven't been playing defense in an All-Star game for 40 years. Not since Wilt Chamberlain set the record back in 1912 for how many points he scored in a game that actually played defense. Nobody wanted to play defense. David Robinson even said back in 96, there's no defense in this game. There's none. It's the kind of game where you want to keep it close so you can win, but you're not going to play defense even if you're down by 20. That was David Robertson in 1996.
But that 96, them not playing defense compared to what is being played now, that was actual defense in 96, whether they wanted to admit it or not. You have Steph Curry laying on the ground so someone can dunk over him. Listen, hey, if the fans like it,
tomato, dude.
If the fans like it, it's fine. I thought it was complete garbage. I couldn't watch it.
Tomato. They haven't been playing defense for 30 years in that game. Never mattered to them. It was a matter of showcasing and letting guys have a good time. There was no Lambeer swatting people. There was no Rodman taking punches. No. The game has never been about and the play. And by the way, it's not the millennials' fault. It's nobody's fault but the players, because the players have always viewed the All-Star game in the NBA as an opportunity to, guys, let's just go have some fun. Let's put on a show.
Have fun.
Let's have a good time. And that's all it's ever been. So I love guys like Reggie Miller. These millennials. Yeah, well, you forget what it was like when you played, didn't you, Reg? 844-640-6464, 844-640-6464. Sean, what's going on, man?
Yes, good morning. Hey, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Do you know the name Bob Myers?
Bob Myers. Go ahead, inform me. What is Bob Myers?
Okay, Bob Myers is or was an agent, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And now he's the general manager of the Warriors.
Yes.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So agents have done it before. He has two finals?
But congratulations on giving me the exception to just about every rule. Name me another one.
You said there's never been an agent that has done it. But now I'm telling you there's an agent that has done it.
Yeah, and how good an agent was Bob Myers, by the way?
It doesn't matter. I don't know if what client he had, but he was an agent. Okay, there you go.
So he was an agent for half an hour, and that somehow now categorizes him as Kobe Bryant's agent, who the Lakers are looking at. It's not even in the same category. You're talking about a guy that represents the top talent in the NBA right now who's being looked at as a general manager. Bob Myers, if you can't tell me who he represented or how long he represented, was he representing Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley? Who was he representing? Who do you represent? What kind of?
I don't have the list in front of me.
I'm just trying to think. When was he an agent?
I know. What's it? Palenka.
Yes.
We know his list. We know his list.
Yes.
There's a connection there.
Yes.
To some players.
Let's see. When was the last time he was a former sports agent with Wasserman Media Group, and he interned for Arn Tellem? He played for the Bruins, and he was a radio commentator for UCLA until 2002. So, who was he introduced to? Bruins basketball.
I don't think he was much of an agent.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
Listen, he might have had the title agent.
Yeah, okay, congratulations.
Not comparable to...
Yes. On somebody's resume, they might have interned
Palenka.
for a real agent at one point, but that doesn't make them qualified to be a general manager. Of course. Yeah, that was the guy that represented Jordan, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant. Love guys, just make it up. Oh, yeah, the exceptions to the rules. Because the guy had agent on his card at one time. All of a sudden, now he's in the same ballpark at what the Lakers are looking to do right now. The Lakers are looking at a guy that represents some of the best talent in the NBA right now to run his team. Now, which, by the way, he has to let go. Because he's with the Legends Agency, which represents about 30-40% of the big names in the NBA.
But Magic is still going to go out and get a general manager that's going to oversee player personnel. Obviously, he's going to have the final decision.
But why give a guy a title as a GM? That's not really what you're going to do if Magic's going to be making all the decisions, right?
President of basketball operations, I guess.
Could be.
Stumps.
Oh, Magic.
Well, Bob Myers, the exception to the rule.
No. Just because a guy had agent on his card once doesn't make him in the same category as what the Lakers are looking to do right now. It's not even close. And by the way, if he was that good, then you should throw enough money at him to make sure that he's the general manager of the Lakers. If you're going to throw money at a guy, then throw money at a former agent who actually has a history of success in front offices in the NBA.
And there's one or two other agents, but these guys have small roles in the front office of NBA teams. The Pistons have someone.
Yeah, but they're not
the Clippers
evaluators
also
of
have
talent
someone.
who are deciding who to draft.
They can't be.
Yeah, exactly. 844-640-6464. That's 844-640-6464. Can't believe it. There's actually good news about the Miami Dolphins right now.
They're trending upwards.
They are trending upwards, and step one is already in place for blockbuster. Get ready. Miami's going to look totally different in 2018. We'll give you the latest. That's coming up next. Raineri and Zemach, 640, Fox Sports, South Florida. Frio Cryotherapy is coming soon to Palm Beach Gardens. Now you're going to ask, what's cryotherapy? Well, it's a method of using extreme cold that's great for pain and helps you recover after a workout. It's also great for your skin as well. Just a few minutes of cryotherapy treatment where temperatures reach down to negative 250 degrees, and you'll feel better than you have in years. You can come see for yourself with a special grand opening introductory offer of just $25 for your first session. You can go to the website. That's friocryotherapy.com. F-R-I-O cryotherapy.com. That's friocryotherapy.com. So some good news for the Miami Dolphins. It turns out yesterday Julius Thomas was in town to take that physical, and he's passed. So looks like you'll be getting a new tight end here come March 9th.
Hey, this is big.
I think it's going to be great.
This is a huge red zone target for Ryan Tannehill.
Well, if Adam Gase can bring back whatever that was a few years ago, that 2-year stretch where he was so dominant. Yes, I know it was Peyton Manning, but if he can somehow bring some of that magic back, some of that production back, you've got yourself a whole nother weapon there in Julius Thomas. So maybe it's exactly what he needs is a little comfort. I mean, most people go to Jacksonville. Even when they drive through Jacksonville, they want to die. So I don't really blame Julius Thomas all that much for going the other direction. It's like being a quarterback and going to Cleveland. What the hell you expect is going to happen there? Any word on Darrelle Revis? Has he gotten arrested again yet? Nothing?
No, but they've pushed this back now, or his court date back, preliminary hearing, whatever you want to call it. So this is now more headache for the Jets, it seems.
Yeah, that's got plea deal written all over it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, there's most likely they're working out a plea deal.
It's got plea deal written all over it. Also, a big shout-out to yesterday. This was one of the best things I have seen in a very long time. If you guys did not catch it, it was all over social media. There was a cow chase in Queens yesterday, Jamaica, Queens.
Okay.
Yes, the police were actually trying to capture a runaway cow on the loose in Jamaica, Queens. This was trending all day yesterday. That's right. Apparently, a few minutes away, there is I guess, some sort of slaughterhouse. And boy, oh boy, this dude was not having it. This guy was taking off, and he was running down the street, terrorizing a neighborhood in Jamaica, Queens, of all places. And it was just the funniest shot that I've ever seen. Not once, not twice. They kept trying to corner him like 3 times. They couldn't get him. He was able to elude. They were trying to double team him. He was eluding. This dude, for a big boy, this was one of the best dodgers that I have seen in a long time. He was like slick and agile, and was like a big man that had really good feet. It was like Jerome Bettis, like the bus. He also rammed into somebody, boy, and took him right off the feet. It was fantastic. So and I'm watching the tapes of this guy. They're all they don't know what to do with him. In Queens, they have no idea what to do. They brought SWAT out.
Queens, for God's sake.
Yeah, they had no idea what to do with him. Unfortunately, though, his last taste of freedom came to an end in some random dude's backyard.
So
Turns
they
out
just tie him.
he has passed away, unfortunately.
Oh,
Yeah. But he did go out like a champ.
Wow.
Let's face it. I don't know if they gave him a name, but that dude went out like a champ.
Wow.
Somebody said that he was passing out "Eat more chicken" signs. I don't know if that's had anything
Good stuff.
on his way out. It was great. The pictures are. I got it up on Facebook. You can check it out. It's just a picture of this guy just cruising around Queens. They had no idea what to do with him. One of my favorites. Also, hats off to Marcus Stroman from the Toronto Blue Jays.
Pitcher? Okay.
Yep, pitcher. He came out and told us that the Blue Jays will have the best rotation in baseball. He'd be wrong,
Okay.
but I appreciate the enthusiasm. I think they have the best rotation in Canada. I think that's safe to
Competing
say.
against no one else. No,
Is
listen.
there anybody else? In Canada, they definitely have the best rotation.
They're going to have a good rotation, assuming everyone stays healthy. The kid Sanchez, they'll be good.
It should be.
But,
I
come
guess we should say that they did have the lowest ERA as a staff in the American League, but the best rotation in baseball this year?
Stretch.
Not with Chris Sale coming to the Red Sox. Not with a healthy New York Mets rotation. Not with a healthy
Chicago Cubs.
Scherzer.
And then, the Nationals on. Yeah, exactly.
Strasburg. Yeah, nope. And they're good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking the Blue Jays rotation. They're going to be better than I think most people are going to give them credit for. Aaron Sanchez is one of the best young pitchers in the American League. He had an ERA of just under 3 last year, too.
He was great. They shut him down or limited his innings towards the end of the season.
Well, remember they demoted him over the summer to control his innings.
Yeah,
He would have been a Cy Young Award winner.
Yeah, absolutely. He was maybe the best pitcher in baseball, at least for the first half of the year.
And he'll only be
3/4.
24 this year. They got some
a
good
good
guys.
rotation,
Yeah, Marco Estrada.
Estrada, solid.
He was an all-star last year. J.A. Happ won 20 games.
Happ was
Yep.
very, very good last season.
Yep. And then they have strong. They got Francisco Liriano this year, so they're going to be good.
They'll be good. Yeah.
But they're not better than Corey Kluber, Carlos Carrasco, and Danny Salazar.
Or even the Red Sox, as you mentioned in that division, because they got the knuckleballer right.
Well, they got Sale, Price, and Porcello alone, who are just going to be. Those are going to be
He won
three
the Cy Young last year, Rick Porcello. Yeah.
dominant starters. Lester, Kyle Hendricks, Jake Arrieta, John Lackey, also pretty good.
There you go.
Noah Syndergaard, Jacob deGrom, Matt Harvey, Steven Matz, and Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, and Gio Gonzalez, along with Tanner Rourke.
Yeah.
I can even throw out Clayton Kershaw, Rich Hill, Maeda, and Julio Urias, who is only, 12? Madison Bumgarner, Johnny Cueto, Jeff Samardzija, Matt Moore.
Oh, that's another one I forgot about, the Giants.
Yeah, they're pretty good, too. I mean, it's a bold statement by Marcus Stroman. I give him credit. Beginning of the year, you got to have some confidence, and I think they do. But let's get this whole idea that nobody believes in us. Let's shock the world, dude. You got
keep it in clubhouse.
Yeah. Well, you've got some guys, but so do other people. I mean, if you're going to talk about best rotations in baseball, you're not talking Toronto Blue Jays at the top of the mind. You're just not. They're good, but they're not the Nationals. They're not the Red Sox. Hell, they ain't even the Tampa Bay Rays right now, when you think about it. I mean, when the Tampa Bay Rays, Chris Archer, right? Or what is it?
They hung out to Chris Archer.
Yeah. They got that kid, the young kid, Blake Snell, Alex Cobb, Jake, Odorizzi?
Jake Odorizzi, coming off Tommy John.
Yeah.
Solid.
They got for somehow the Rays always manage to find these 22-year-old pitchers that come out and win 18 games a year, and you're like, where did these guys come? Like, they got one of the best farm systems in baseball, and they can never win squat. And
they were going to move Archer, but they have him for a couple more years.
Yeah.
So they said, hey, when you get the right offer, we're hanging on to him.
I like it. I mean, this is going to be probably one of the best rotations in Major League Baseball this year of guys you don't even have any idea who they are. But they're all going to win 15, 16, 17 games. They got another kid, Jacob Faria, the guy must throw 100 miles an hour. Really, really good stuff. Plenty of upside there. And the Cardinals are going to be good, too. Adam Wainwright, Waka, Mike Leake, if they can, Carlos Martinez.
Oh, Martinez just, no, sorry, that wasn't. Who from the Cardinals just went down under the knife, Tommy John?
Oh, that was the young kid, Alex Reyes.
Yeah, Reyes, yeah. That's a shame, because he was someone to look
Well,
forward to
Wainwright
pitching.
had a down year. Michael Waka had a down year. Mike Leake had a down year. If those three guys can get back to form and figure it out, provided that lunatic coach doesn't just blow it for all of them with his double switches and his crazy schedules, which is just he's out of control. Lance Lynn will be back. I forgot about him. Lance Lynn will be there. He'll be ready for a normal spring training this year. He missed 2016 because of Tommy John. So they'll have one of the better rotations in the National League as well. But you better, because you got to go up against the Cubs. You got to go up against the Nationals, the Dodgers, the Cardinals. The list goes on.
The Indians too with that.
Oh, the
we
Indians
we didn't see Carrasco and Danny Salazar in the postseason. I know
And
Salazar pitched.
Don't
a couple
sleep on the
innings, but
Astros either. I think that Dallas Keuchel is
If
going to
he
come
can
back
turn
with
around.
a vengeance this year. I think he can start off. I think he's going to come back. He just had a very depressing year last year. I don't know what that was, but it was very depressing. Even he's like, I don't know what happened to me last year. He wins the Cy Young. He goes out. He's a 22-game winner, and then he can't figure out how to throw the ball over the plate. I think he's going to have a bounce-back year. I like the Astros a lot, as a matter of fact, this year. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. They got one of the best second basemen, one of the best shortstops. They got some power. If they can figure out the rotation and Dallas Keuchel can get back to being a number one, they're going to give themselves an opportunity.
in one of the weaker divisions.
Has baseball even started yet?
Friday, right?
Oh,
Is it Sunday or Friday?
Are guys
I think it's
playing?
Friday.
I think guys are playing, aren't they?
Friday, I believe.
Is it Friday?
I think Friday. It's first game. But they're all in. They're all in camp.
Every one
They're
of
all
them's
in
in
the
camp.
clubhouse. They're all there.
They're all going to be. It's all going to be a good time. I'm excited. Can't wait to get it going. Plus Honda Classic too. We got to head over there today. Make sure everything is all set up before the rains come, and then of course tomorrow they tee up bright and early, 6:35. First tee times tomorrow on the 1st and 10th hole, and then the fun begins. The tournament begins. Make sure you stop by and see us. We'll broadcast there tomorrow night and Friday night. It's so crazy that this is Wednesday already.
4-day week.
I know.
Kinda nice.
It's all screwing me up over there. All right, you got Dan Patrick next. Colin is after that. We will regroup. We'll get to do it all again tomorrow. Panthers tonight, I believe. Is it the Edmonton Oilers?
Edmonton Oilers at home.
Yep, at home tonight.
Trying
so
to keep
you
that
can
winning
catch.
streak alive.
Oh yeah, they're going. And the Islanders won again last night. Did you see
Yes,
that?
they did.
They got a
did.
9-game road trip, and what did they start? By waxing the Detroit Red Wings last night, 3-1.
Yes.
Rangers lost a heartbreaker
Overtime.
in overtime to the Canadians.
Starting to tighten up there.
It
The races are
is.
getting interesting
It's
with
gonna
about
be
25 games left.
Final push to the playoffs. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you can catch the Panthers right here on 640 Fox Sports South Florida. Have a great day. Thanks for making us a part of it. Raineri and Zemach, 640 Fox Sports South Florida.